Hi, guys. So today I realized it has been a 6-month cycle. So everybody that knows me knows I talk about Tesla 369. It's like the code of life, right? So I'm like looking through my phone and I'm like, oh my God. 6 months ago was when I was in the hotel when I first moved here, and everything, like the time I was supposed to go into my house, like all of these things kind of were going wrong, but it was, I guess, predestined that way for it to happen that way, okay? I was in this hotel and I had to be in this hotel for 3 weeks, but that's besides the 3 weeks figures. Didn't even think about it. God, you see? But let me get to the point. 6 months ago from now is when the boom kundalini or whatever it's called awakening happened. I don't research things. I explain this to everybody. As I go along in life, I learn things as they're given to me, as I see them. That's how I work. I will not research something. When you research something, I feel like you limit your mindset. You have these preconceived notions, so I research nothing at any time. I absorb like a sponge from the world around me. But I've seen in videos that I've passed on my newsfeed and certain things about this Kundalini awakening, and I know that's what they were talking about, but it's kind of traumatic for me, so I didn't really watch. I can't explain what physically happens. I just know that for whatever reason, in an instant, your world changes. If mine was 6 months ago down to this week, more than likely, there's someone else out there that's going to go through it this week also. There was some weird moon shit or something going on that week too, and I know there's like some full moon or something on the 7th. Which is tomorrow. So I decided to make this video just in case somebody out there goes through a Kundalini awakening. Because it's no joke. And I don't wish it upon anybody. Would I take it back? No, because you have no control over what happens to you. But your life is forever changed after you have one. It is, in an instant, the best way to describe it is you're looking at a chair or you're looking at something in a room, and all of a sudden you notice something, and you'll be like, holy shit. That's not the same chair. Why is this like this? Why? Wait a minute. Why does this all add up? From my childhood. Why do these numbers all make sense? No. Everything around you will be pointing to you and at you different knowings. That's the best way for me to describe it. And this is really hard to describe. And this is actually really hard to open up about, because I think out of the whole process of the last year of my life, that was definitely the toughest. For me, I've talked about in my videos and that I would make a video about it eventually. So it was 4 days. I think I've maybe slept 2.5, 3 hours total in that 4 days. The human mind can only take so much information. It just does not know how to process it. And the thing is, when you first get this, there's no off switch. It's like you're getting major downloads, or like somebody's inputting something into your brain that's like it won't shut off and it won't stop. And you're like, it's just one thing after the next. I can't explain. It will be slightly distorted. You will think in those moments you have all of the answers for everything. You will have a lot of answers. But those answers, if this ever happens to you, I suggest you get out a notepad or you get out your memo pad and your phone and you write things down, which thank God I did. Because you have to be able to look back and kind of decode what you thought you coded. You cannot know all the answers in one day. It doesn't work like that. But you know a lot of them. But they're a little jaded. God, it's so bad when it happens. I've heard of some people going through this for 6 months, 9 months, and I'm going to be honest, there's no way I could have done it. I couldn't have done it. So I give hats off, respect to those people. I would not have made it. It is serious when it happens, and I'm glad mine was so fast and so strong. I don't know if everybody's is what level. Maybe everybody's is slower. I know that it doesn't happen to everyone. I know that it does happen to less than 1% of the population, a certain group of people. And then I know somehow there are people outside of that also have this happen. And I can't know when it's going to happen to somebody. I just know it's probably the right time for me to just discuss it, because in the moment it happens to you, it's very scary and you don't want to be alone. Thank God I was not alone. I had my best friend Derek there at the hotel to witness it all. And that was what made me honestly know I was not going crazy, because there was a sane person in the room with me witnessing all of it. So it couldn't be in my head. I mean, I asked him like at least 100 million times in 4 days, Derek, am I in a coma? Am I in a coma? Is this really true? Can this be true? Can this be real? What the hell is, like, what is this? It was madness. Madness. To where at a certain degree, you don't know what to do. I was on the floor, trying to breathe, drinking bottles of water. I had so much control over anxiety. I had anxiety when I was like a teenager, but I had somehow like cured it in myself. So I didn't really get anxiety anymore. Definitely not panic attacks like that. I went into like a straight panic attack, like not being able to breathe, my heart feeling like it's going to come out of my chest because I'm knowing too many things is the only way to explain it. And it's, people find that things are gifts. And I guess it's a blessing in disguise, but when they happen at the time, those blessings in disguise, boy, are they disguised. Because it's very hard to go through. You need support. And anybody around you, they can't understand it. If they did not go through it, they can't understand it. I've never even heard of this before it happened to me. I think I talked to 3 people total during the entire 4 days that I had reached out to. And I was definitely 100% certain 2 out of the 3 were like, she lost her damn mind. Something's like really going on. Or maybe she's drunk. Maybe she's this. Maybe she's that. Nope, I was sober. I'm pretty much sober 99.9% of my life. So trust me. I wish I could have went through that with something to stop it. But it's like, you just know you can't. You have to absorb it. I just don't know how people get through that alone. Knowing what I know now, if anybody ever goes through that, you can always feel free to reach me. You'll know when it's happening. There is no question. You will know when it's happening. It's not just, oh, I'm seeing a synchronicity. Oh, I'm seeing a sign. No. It's like you all of a sudden woke up from a slumber and you're like, everything I thought about my world, it's been a lie since the day I was born. And oh my God, this is the job I have to do. And oh my God, this is my purpose. Like, can I do this? You'll question yourself a million times. Can I do this? This can't be right. Like, there's no way. You can even have past life experiences. At one point, I was watching a video on my computer that I've seen a couple times. And I went, just a few words was said, a line was said in that video, and I just went into hysterics, like crying, like I knew I did this before. Is the only way to explain it. And I knew whatever I had did or had tried the last time, I failed. You tell that to people, just like me talking on here, and people are going to be like, is that her damn mind? But see, that's the thing, especially the reason why I don't care. What's going on in the world right now, and this is something I could pretty much guarantee. I don't know the time frame. This world is changing. And the people that have awakened early, and this has happened to early on, they lead the way. Because eventually everybody's going to be awakened. So you should start being open to it now. Because you're not really going to have a choice, I don't think. There's a purpose for all of it. There's a big purpose for all of it. That will be for another video. But when somebody's going through this, they just need to be hugged. They just need to be held. They just need somebody there when they're crying to help wipe their tears. They need somebody to explain that, no, you're not crazy. Yes, what you're seeing is real. What you're getting is real. Because it is. It's a knowing that comes over you that you can't explain. You're not looking at something and seeing something. You're not hearing an exact voice and hearing something. It's like implanted inside of you where you just know. There's no other explanation or way to explain it. People can say things and sugarcoat things to make it sound more relatable. And I've done that lots of times. But when it comes to this, I'm not going to. Because it's very scary when it happens to you. Everybody's lived a bunch of lifetimes here. You'll realize that's true when this happens. And you'll realize maybe who you were in those lifetimes. And then you'll be realizing, oh my God, how can this be? It just can't be. And you'll be trying to talk yourself out of it the whole time. But you can't. Because you can't. Not only do you know, but you are shown during that time as well. And from that day forward, your life is forever changed. However long it takes your mind and your body to adjust to this. I pray it's a short period of time. It's really not fun. I mean, it was... I just don't know if I could do it again. So, like I said, I'm very thankful for it now. I really am. I'm thankful for it now. It's been 6 months. Stuff has simmered. Stuff has settled. Things are more clear. It has not stopped. But that initial awakening experience that happens to your body and your brain, you will get physical symptoms. I was in and out of the bathroom for a month. A month. I would get nonstop headaches, pressure and headaches. I mean, just pounding headaches. And I'm not a person that gets a lot of headaches. You will get tingling sensations on parts of your body. Like around my mouth, my feet would tingle. It's not a circulation issue. There was none of that. People try to find logical explanations for things, and this is not logical. And when you go through it, if you ever experience it, you will know it is not logical. I'm hoping that when you're connected to somebody, only they experience it, and the other person and people do not have to. I will gladly take that sacrifice for anybody. But if I'm wrong, you have to know these symptoms. And I'm talking about, you'll feel like you have the stomach flu at the same time that you're going through all of this. You will physically, it's like, it would be as if an alien jumped inside of your body and your body rejecting it out. That's almost what it feels like. I'm not saying an alien jumps inside of you. I'm saying it's completely foreign to your brain, to your physical self, and your physical self will fight against it, so that's why you get sick. But then your body adjusts. And as time goes on, the symptoms get less and less, and your body will get used to it. At certain points, I feel like I was on a boat. I mean, the room completely going like this. The way you're looking at me right now, the room would do that at certain points. It's very just scary because it's lonely. And it's the time in your life where you feel like you need the support of people more than anything in the world. And you can't go to people because they'll just think you're nuts. And the people that you do go to, you have to hope that they trust what you're saying and they believe you. Like I said, I got lucky with that one for the most part. I know there's people out there that try to force this. I don't know if I said that already. I don't know if it can be forced, but if it's something that can be forced, you might as well just do the thing where you eat Tide Pods, okay? Just eat the Tide Pods. Trust me, that will be more fun. This, don't really eat Tide Pods, but you know what I'm saying. It feels like a death and a rebirth. That's the only way to explain it. A complete death and a complete rebirth. But still knowing everything you know from before, but knowing it's all lies, I guess. And slowly unfolding and figuring out the reasons of why. That's the biggest thing. Why is this happening to me? Not the how. The how will drive us crazy because there's nothing logical about it. And I'm an intelligent person, and I sat there and tried to make logic out of it for months. There's nothing logical. The how. You just can't figure it out. But you'll understand why. In the beginning, you'll understand why. And as time goes by, it'll become more clear why. Which all has to do with your individual purpose. Why this is all happening at this specific time in history. Why you. You will be given that answer when this happens to you. If it happens to you, you will know why you. If you're a person that avoids certain emotions and certain feelings, it will be unavoidable. Because you have to feel inside yourself things you've never felt before. I didn't know what I believed in at that time. I really kind of didn't believe in anything. I just knew there had to be more to life. I knew there had to be answers that I was always curious about, just like as a deep person who loves to think about, like, what's the meaning of life? Why does this happen? I wonder what happens when we die. I wonder if there's such thing as like really like karmic cycles. I wonder if we live a million lives or if we die and we actually go to a heaven. I wonder if there actually is a God. I wonder if there's a million gods. I wonder if we are the higher self that's a God. I used to I like that topic when, I used to like thinking about those things sometimes. Like on my own, I'm a deep thinker. I don't like to just think shallow shit. Like, let me go get my nails done and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not me. Everybody always called me an old soul since I was a kid. I am an old soul. I used to be able to hang out like at my grandparents' house at like 5 years old and have the best time. I still love hanging out with old people. I swear, because they have so much wisdom. I've always been that way. Your soul doesn't have an age. Some of us were here since literally the beginning of time. And some of us haven't lived as many lives over and over. So the maturity within yourself and the lessons you're supposed to learn during your life are all different. I know that after that Kundalini awakening thing, I'm not going to want to live another life after this. And I know it's a choice. So this is my last one. My last one. And whatever my purpose is here, it's going to get done. It will get done. Because I will help speak about this shit and help people understand what's going to happen to them whenever it does happen to them. And I'll help people know that the world is not what you think it is around you, that you need to understand how it works. Because if you don't, you're like a robot, like walking in a line with a bunch of people until suddenly someone like smacks you out of that line. That's what it feels like. And then you're like, oh my God. And you're looking at the line of people walking. You know, one of those people that always says, oh, these sheep. Don't be like all the sheep. Be different, you know? Even though I thought I was different, I also was still a sheep. I could not see I was in that robot line until I was smacked out. It's that feeling like of the Matrix. It really is. That's why I joke around and I say that. Because it's similar. And there's so much to learn about it. It's endless. I still love learning about it. But I mean, all the knowledge I have about it, I love sharing it. And it's a lot. But if you don't have an open mind and an open heart, you can't grasp this. And you will always live in a shallow, logical world, trying to make logical sense of things in this world that make no sense. How you exist makes no sense. There is no real true answer. Where did you come from before you were born and why you don't remember anything? There is no answer. What happens when you die? You don't know that answer. If you have no awakening yet, you don't know that answer. But you just live this robot life in a line, being like sinking in everything that everybody around you has told you. Not having any idea that everybody that's around you is supposed to be stopping you for what you're really meant here to do. Because it's so big that there are so many things in the way to stop it. That's how big it is, the purpose of this happening right now. It's huge. I don't even know if this video will be kept up. I know other people that made similar videos and they got violated and they got taken down, got violations. But I don't care. I'm going to continue to speak out and I will find a way always. The truth must be told. And the truth will always come out anyway. This type of truth, when they say a rude awakening, well, it's a motherfucking rude awakening, okay? But you're not crazy. And the people, let me explain to you, if you're somebody who this didn't happen to, which the majority of the world, this hasn't happened to, please don't judge the people that it has. Because when I'm sitting here telling you, nice and calmly, it's real, it is real. And when they already feel bad enough, like they can't talk to anybody about what's going on or everything that they know, it fights against the purpose of this whole thing happening. Which I know why I'm a big part of it, because I will never be a coward. I will never back down. I will never care what people think about me. So I'm that voice that will just keep going regardless. And I don't care if 10,000 people are standing in a circle around me laughing at me. I'll say, okay, I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell you anyway. The truth. Whether you want to hear it or not. I don't know any other way. I know since I was a kid, I always want the truth. I'm just that person. I always want the answers. I always want to know. I'm always curious. And I never tell people's business. It's just more of like, and I want to know because I want to understand people. I like to know about your childhood because I want to understand why you're the way you are. I'm always interested in that type of stuff. If you're a person like that too, you're going to be more open to this when it happens. But again, if you're not, please don't judge those. And I'm not talking about me because, like I said, I don't care. Nobody, no clowns, none of that bothers me. I don't want other people to go through that. And since this has happened, I cannot tell you how many people I've been aligned with. It's amazing. In my inner circle, who know, who get synchronicities, who know what's going on, who get their own little signs, who have their own little gifts. It's just like they're put in your life at this time. It's all like crazy but beautiful at the same time. It really is. People could fight against this type of a thing. It's inevitable. And if you have a choice in the end, I guess even though I said I wouldn't want to go through it again because it's just so bad that few days, but I would never want to live my life as a sheep, robot, standing there. Confirmation. Knowing that there were a world of people around me that could see me living like that. And I stay stuck. And all these people know the world is like a big playground and know the real about everything. And I'm stuck in this mundane cycle every day, thinking that there's nothing more to life. Don't feel bad for the people you think are crazy. Trust me when I say we feel bad for you. Because once you understand the real, it's like Peter Pan living in Neverland. This world ain't what you think it is, honey. It's just not. That's a fact. I don't know why kids have to go to school to learn this crap in history books. It's bullshit. I want there to be schools where you learn the truth. Now I'm going to make that one of my missions. I thought at this stage, like, I'm just going to comment, a Prince Charming is going to sweep me off my feet. And I get to just, like, live the island girl life. It's going to be a little bit like that, but it's going to be, my job is never going to be done. My job's always going to keep going. And if you've been awakened, your job's going to keep going. But if you're anything like me, you couldn't have it any other way. You wouldn't even know what to do with yourself. You couldn't have it any other way. It's like an adventure. It's fucking magical. It's amazing. And I'll never get back in that line again. So if you're one of the people that is in that line, stay open-minded. If it does happen to you, don't worry about being judged. Come to me, and I'll show you a group of people that will never judge you. And there's a ton of them that you could find on your own. Trust me, it's destined. That way they will just find you. Well, it's been 30 minutes of rambling. I know what I sounded like in this video, but it doesn't matter. It must be said. That is my job. Things that people don't want people talking about and things that people don't want said, I have to. Because I have to spread the truth. And I have to help people awaken. And I have to make sure that they're prepared when certain things happen. And again, this will not happen to everybody. You can be awakened and have this not happen. It could be a slow, lengthy process. Not a fast lightning bolt, boom, like it was to me. So, you will know what you are. There's no denying this when it happens. So, again, you can always reach out. There's information out there. Don't consider it the way I did in the beginning. Like, I didn't want it almost. It was like, it was too much. And I didn't want people to judge me. And I try to keep it to myself. Now I'm just all out in the open. Like, I don't give a shit. And it's freeing. Because I'm speaking truth. Why should I care what anybody says or thinks? I don't. Never going to. And if you're built like that, if you live an uncensored life, a true uncensored life where you do not care what the people around you, even your inner circle, thinks, and they don't rule your life, and their judgments and their bad advice don't affect your life, then congratulations. This is going to be the real 1%. The true 1%. Not these damn fools that have all this money, that are taking that power to just run this world. That's not how it's going to happen. This awakening, this is going to be the 1%. That will be for another video after a bunch more have awakened. Till then, just know. Be open, because it will be amazing. You are meant to be a part of something they will talk about forever. You ever want to leave your mark on this world? There will be no better way than this. Trust me. It's a fact. Because it changes everything. Anyway, I love you guys. Stay strong.